So I guess he felt attacked, but then I hear
Right.
another claim where it's like, oh, she works, I guess, production, and they had like a little altercation or whatever, and that's when he was telling her, take the pictures and
Right,
come on
right.
down here then.
Right.
And it was just like, what's going on? But
Didn't he hear say something like, I'm gonna make you famous. I'm gonna make you famous. Come down here, I'm gonna make you famous.
Yeah, it was
the
like,
video was cringy a little bit.
Yeah, it was.
Was that like a Dior suit?
I don't know what that was.
that was something else, man. But it was something else. That was embarrassing. Completely embarrassing. Would you ever go to church? Like,
No.
just to be kind of like, maybe
No.
let me see what's going on in here.
I can't even stretch my arms in there. And he over there wearing top of the line suits, like,
yeah, he is.
That's like when a pastor has a top of the line suit, but the elders of the church still waiting on the parking lot to be paved.
Yeah, it still needs to be paved. They still need to pave the parking lot.
That's what it's like.
New knobs on the doors. They need another fan in the vestibule. There's always the vestibule. I always pay attention to the vestibule. Anyway, moving on.
You always look like looking down. You'll never be looking at me.
I do look at you.
You be looking.
Now I'm looking at you this way. That's why I can't wait to get all the cameras. Because I'm telling you, I'm gonna get like one right here. I'm looking at you from right here. Then I'm gonna be looking at you like from right there.
I have to teach you how to look into the camera with your eyes open. There you go. See, that's what the people want to see you in your face. Oh my God. Anyway, all right. On to other news. Boston head coach. I was a head coach. Can't talk.
Coach.
Boston head coach. I can never say his name correctly.
Ime Udoka.
Facing a season-long ban after workplace affair discovered. We also, heard from Matt Barnes that it may be a little crazier than we believe.
Right.
But what in the world? And the crazy thing is, we also know him as Nia Long's fiance.
Right. And everybody wants to kill him and all of mankind. A former coworker of mine even went in and was just like, all men are dogs. First Halle Berry, then Beyonce, now Nia Long. Men are dogs. All men are dogs. And
I don't think that men are dogs. I just think that there are some men that do things that aren't, that doesn't necessarily say that we can say all, Right. That's a wide term, but we can say that men do. And so do women. Women do too. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, that's a bit of a stretch. And two, like, and I think we can ask the people the question, like, at what point do you guys stop trying? I don't know. Like, everybody can't be tied to this one situation. You know what I mean? It was just a lot of Twitter fingers going around on social media about
Twitter. I ain't been on that thing forever.
This whole eBay Udoka and how women, like, the best of the best been cheated on, y'all. So screw all of them, forget all of them, because they gonna be.
But we can't have that mindset when you really do want to be married, like, or you really do want to be in a relationship, like. Okay, well, that's that man. That's why you're not with that man. And unfortunately, she had to endure that. But I can't take on other people's, misfortunes.
Right.
Like, I can't embody that, But Nia Long spoke out, she's dealing with it privately, and she would like everybody to basically mind their business. So I translated that for everyone else.
Mind every last bit of your own business, please.
That's all. That's what her statement basically said. And she's a mother first.
True. I mean, like I said, I hope for the best. It did raise a lot of questions too. I think one of the questions that was like brought up was like work husbands and work wives. Because this was obviously a workplace situation.
But work husband and work wife is like a toned down version of saying, like, this is the coworker that I'm probably always like, but
hanging with,
because you told me I had a work husband. I was like, I do, and you told me he was like, oh, I guess
I ain't gonna front. It
sounds weird to me, but
and that was actually before I for real kind of found out, like, the because at first you hear the cute version and then the bad dark undertone of it.
So basically, he had a work wife and it went to work wife Lee, I guess. But
Mhm.
neither here nor there. He's suspended for the whole season.
The entire that's cap
Yeah.
though. That's some like there have been some.
Matt Barnes said the same thing until he until he came back and said deleted it because there is something more to it. And
Wait, hold on though. I only say this much. Only reason why I say this.
Don't start comparing the situation to other situations when you don't even know the whole situation.
I don't listen. Regardless, I really feel like there's been a lot of attention on this guy. And I really feel like I'm gonna go look deep into it.
Accountability is everything. If it goes against the code of conduct,
we'll come back to this.
That's about to be another question for the people, like we did last week. If we have time at the end of the show, I will go through those comments later on about crime mob.
You talking about?
No, I'm talking about crime mob, but that argument. But I'm just saying for you.
Listen, no,
we may need to ask the question and see, just like we did for crime mob, what people are thinking.
In all honesty, I'll keep my comments to myself for now. Just so that when it's time, and we'll come with some more developments in this whole situation. But yeah, we'll come back to that. I ain't bugging, but it's just
you bugging.
I'm really just I've seen this happen before with lighter tones.
I mean, we did that. Oh,
that's all. And they've been at colleges hanging with little girls and stuff.
So you was hanging with me at my college.
No, don't do that. Do not do that. Anywho, trying to treat me like the old man. Let's go ahead and jump into this little funky situation through the week, because I ain't gonna front. This had me tickled a little bit. This really had me tickled a little bit. The whole DJ Academics and LL Cool J situation.
Oh my gosh. DJ Academics, this is the hip hop legends and basically saying like, I mean, how'd you basically contribute if you dusty today? We got more people making money now. And it's just like,
excuse my French, but you sound like a bitch when you say stuff like that. That really, like, you in all seriousness, that doesn't sound educated. That doesn't sound like, and hear me when I say bitch. I'm not talking about gender specific whatever. No, I'm not talking about that. He is a bona fide bitch. I'm sorry, because that irritates the heck out of me how he does that. LL Cool J had a response, but his was a lot calmer.
I'm not going to say any names because I don't think it's necessary. A DJ basically said that, a lot of the pioneers in hip hop are, they're dusty, or how can they be the person that, invented hip hop if,
okay,
they don't have a lot of money.
Get it out, Todd. Get it out, Todd. How do you feel about that comment, Ray? Like, just
I mean, I agree with LL. It's like they don't really have any correlation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it was about money management, like LL said, we ain't counting those type of pockets. Like, but is he even a DJ? Like, he does a lot of just talking about everybody and everything. I'm like, is he an actual DJ? Like, what work has he done?
I don't know.
Because he spends a lot of time just on these types of subjects, and they never correlate. Like, that never correlates, money and being a goat. Like,
I do not know of him doing
and someone being dusty
DJing at all.
Like, what is the contribution?
I think
with hip hop have to do with being dusty or not having money.
And again, he comes from a social media age, and he gives millennials a terrible name. He's around the age of like late 20s, early 30s. So he's old enough to know better, in my honest opinion. And I think the way he looks at hip hop in general is from a very misinformed standpoint. He goes more for the drama than he does for the actual art of it all. Like, how you gonna call people like that? Doesn't make any sense.
I'll just say I don't understand the correlation.
Dusty? Like, how you gonna say that? Like, that's like legends in the NFL talking about legends of old. He's like, how can you have added to the game if you wasn't driving a Bentley like I am? Well, that's because football wasn't what it is now.
Yeah, and L made a point, like, hip hop for a lot of these legends weren't even around. Attorneys, accountants, no one even took it seriously.
No.
So it's just like, how do you how are you supposed to upgrade from something that didn't even exist?
Right.
That's what he said. And I was
Right.
like,
Right.
you know, I just, again, I don't know how contribution makes any sense to being Dusty and not having any money. Yeah,
I'm
so
sorry about that rant. I'm sorry.
but for another,
It's a bit of a. It was just tight on. I just had to get that off.
Yeah, well, the baby had a lot to get off his chest as well.
Oh,
the baby came out.
whew.
Man, I forgot he had even came out with an album today. But on that album was a song Boogeyman. And kind of interesting, he talks about how he slept with Meg Thee Stallion even before the Tory Lanez situation happened.
The night before she got shot.
That's what he said in his
That's
rap.
what he said.
I don't know.
I didn't want to pull the song because I wanted to stay away from any, guidelines or anything like that. Go listen to it. You know, he can get some free promo off of this, I guess. But how did you feel about that, Ray? We both heard the album.
I just don't know what would be the purpose of talking about that. Like, what does that do for him? Talking about something he's being quiet.
Streams.
But
kind of start some smoke, get people to. Oh snap! It's some drama over there. Like that's kind of how he because I didn't know any. I wouldn't have known. Just being in all honest, I would not have known he dropped an album today. If I didn't hear that.
That's true.
I really feel.
But I don't know. As long I don't know. But they're already not really friends, or apparently they got some beef. Fast. But I think it has something to do with him being friends with Tory Lanez.
And that whole situation.
Yeah, so but it's just weird. Like, I don't know. But 2 years later, you got to bring this up in a rap.
Yeah, talk about he's sleeping with her.
2 years later.
This.
Can you talk about anything else?
From 1 to 10, how do you? Okay, from 1 to 10, how do you feel about it being true? 1 being you totally false,
but it could be. But it could be true. It could. I'm on the
from 1 to 10. Where you at?
Like a 7, only because
like Kevin said, you can't say 7. You can't say 7. Kevin said you cannot say 7.
Well, I'm not grading myself.
No, I ain't talking about.
If I was grading myself,
you're
differently.
You're a 9. Bone structure.
Dad, y'all heard that? He didn't even say 10, so I guess he don't see me as his own personal Beyonce.
Oh, you.
I'm
10%. Listen, be happy with 9. Come on, 10.
My husband just told me I need to be happy with 9.
10.
I have great.
What would you rate me?
Just for that, you a 6.
That's what I actually am to her, y'all. That's what she.
Don't even do it. What's going on with the?
What in the heck happened here?
Look at that. But
wait.
For me,
that might be with you. Yeah, I think you gotta just turn it and then turn it. This is technical difficulty. pick it up real quick and just kind of like readjust it.
It needs a different.
Oh Lord, we might have to. Should we take a intermission?
Yeah, intermission.
Let's take an intermission real quick,
and then we'll get to our next debate about HBCUs and majorettes.
Yes,
so stay tuned.
Listen, when I tell you that was a hot, nifty, interesting little situation. So we'll be right back with you guys, man. Give us just a second. We're gonna get this situated, and we'll be right back. It's date night. I'm Walt.
I'm Ray.
We'll be right back.
Now, man, you tuned in to Date Night with Walt and Rae.
man, come kick it with your favorite couple.
What's on your mind?
Okay, we back now. Me and my wife, we gonna get down. Yeah.
Man, I don't know how these YouTube celebrities do it.
Shoo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
I was thinking about it the other day. How do people do this?
Yeah, I mean,
I was like, I'm tired.
She was just like, "Oh my goodness, I got you." We handled it. We situated it. Now we can kind of shift gears just a little bit.
Man, come kick it with your favorite.
No, we got you, Tate. Everybody's going to kick it with us, okay? But
What in the world? All these technicals.
Yeah, let's get into this conversation, man, because we saw this earlier this week. Threw me for a loop. I have to say, I saw it on Twitter first, and here we are now, and it's been all the rage on social media. Majorettes.
Yeah.
We've all seen them at the HBCU games. We've seen them at I'm an HBCU graduate. Father went to an HBCU. Mother went to an HBCU. Sister played in an HBCU band. I know it. And it just looked weird, in my opinion, to see majorettes at a PWI, specifically at the University of Southern California, out in LA. It was crazy. Ray, I mean, I want you to give your take on it first before I divulge, because I just want to make sure that
I mean, okay, so as an outsider, because I did not go to an HBCU,
let's just say you went to a non-traditional school. I would say that more so.
I went to a private art school. I went to
Right. Yeah, that's a non-traditional. You went to a private art school.
Yeah, but we also didn't have anything, no activities that the regular college really would have. But anyway,
No, you didn't.
I just kind of feel like, because the young lady kind of tweeted how long it took for her to get this, and she felt like she was creating a space, for this. I just feel like I thought it was very innovative, and I did think I saw where the heart was, but it was a little weird to see it at a PWI.
Yeah. Okay.
I think a lot of people would question, like, okay, well, if we're gonna have black majorettes at a PWI, are we gonna have like a band too that's gonna try to have that sound as same as the HBCU?
Because it doesn't. Here's what I will say: it doesn't sound right. If when you go to a University of Georgia game, this is we're in the state of Georgia, so that's the regional team. If we go there, it doesn't sound the same as it would at Morehouse. It doesn't sound the same as it would at Albany State. It wouldn't sound the same, So it's just, where does it fit?
Yeah, but
would the PWIs even appreciate that? Like, that is, when I saw it, it's almost like, I really appreciate what she did. I applaud what she did. That's major. But I don't know, man. I don't think they could appreciate it.
I mean, well, you can't really say that until it's been proven. I think a lot of people comes with, well, what if it doesn't do this, or what if it doesn't do that? But at the end of the day, when you really think about it, we should be kind of just, if she's really excited about it, and she's, African American, she's a part of the gang.
Right.
I don't see why we also can't have more of the view of, like, you know what, that's really, I'm glad that she was able to meet her goal, or that must have taken a lot of courage, or at least rooting. Because a lot of people's like, why couldn't she just go for to an HBCU? And it's like, but you don't know her circumstances, scholarships,
right?
And
I do believe that's nasty in itself. I do want to say that part that I did see on social media was nasty. How people just started to attack her because of what she did, more so than applaud her and really speak from, because you saw how I reacted when I first saw it. I was like, I had to kind of,
and I had to put, and remember, I had to pull your card, because even at my school, when you were working there and people were complaining about certain things, you'd be like, well, you gotta, make it for yourself, or, you gotta jump out there and you gotta do it. And it's like, okay, but she did that. You know what I'm saying? And
exactly.
And we don't want, I just think that people don't want people to feel like something's being taken, especially because HBCUs were built for a reason.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'll get through my funny little history that I found out about it. But
what's that?
I'm not gonna say it. We're gonna keep going on this subject, but like I just feel like a little bit of the judgment is kind of weird, and it's also become a division of like
It has
of like HBCU versus PWI, and sometimes even I would feel like people would kind of look at me a certain way because if I didn't go to an HBCU, like if I chose whatever school I chose over that, you know what I mean? They'd be like, "Oh, well, you didn't go to an HBCU," so it's like,
okay,
we're all in debt,
right,
the same. After it's all said and
we
done,
all owe the same amount of money. Like seriously,
more than we could ever imagine. We didn't want to own, you know. But yeah,
the way I see that though, and again, for so long from people at HBCUs, I'll speak from our perspective. We've been told for so long that our stuff was second rate or that we were second class. For instance, there was a campaign ran in Columbia talking about how black students are sagging their pants. Well, they just would drive around Benedict. Mm-hmm. So after a while, that was kind of like, hey, be careful.
Wait, weren't y'all next door to the projects?
Yeah. Directly right next door to the project.
So I mean, they could have just been taping them.
No, it was specifically us though. Like,
but I mean, they were next door too. So I mean, it could have been
the point.
They could have been filming y'all on the way.
The point that I make. I mean, here's the crazy thing: most HBCUs are either in the dirt country or right smack dab by the projects or in the hood. Like, just I ain't gonna front you. And so, from our perspective, we've been always told that we're second rate. So I think that's where it comes from a little bit. That's where a lot of that.
Yeah, but then there's also snarky comments. Now, this never happened. I'm just going by what I read.
Okay.
This is not what I believe. I'm just telling you what people are saying. What they're also saying, because again, this never really happened in my school. Oh man, y'all just always trying to make the PWI. You know, y'all little group of blacks, y'all always like a little HBCU. Right. And I'm just be like, I need to find in such in a way where they're really secluded to be the only ones. If they find that within each other, then I'm like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? But I just thought that was I thought it was funny.
So I can only speak from experience. Being at a HBCU and kind of going to the neighboring PWI. I have seen some of those that their specific goal in college was to make the PWI more like an HBCU. And I approached this guy once because he wasn't Greek affiliated, but he was always around until he actually became Greek like years later. And he was just always around. And he was like, bro, I just want to make this. And we were like, why don't you just go to an HBCU? Why don't you just go to one? Like come on down there, come down to us. And everything that proceeded from his mouth was derogatory and just downing us as if we was the scum of the earth. And I cannot front you. That's also like, so again, some of these people, their comments, though nasty, come from a real place. You get what I'm saying?
At this point, I think if somebody makes an achievement, you know what I'm saying? If you don't really have anything really nice to say about what they feel as an achievement, then we really can't say anything at all. I don't want to seem like I'm just like non-understanding because I have things that I have as well where like I'm like, well, that's an HBCU thing. You know what I'm saying? But I do like to play devil's advocate and just bring light to the fact that I'm like, all right, like there's a division here. But there shouldn't be
PWI though. You went to
I did, and I mean, we didn't try to be anything we weren't. So that's why I can't. Like we weren't around talking about something. Oh yeah, if we went to we trying to make this little HBCU. No, we went to class, we did our thing, we had fun, or we traveled to other places. So for me, it's like I don't know. It's not too much I have to say to that.
You gotta do it like Forrest Gump.
And that's all I have to say. So that's all I have to really say on that. I just kind of want to look at it at a perspective where we're not like just being too harsh, like on people's decisions on what they're doing overall.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Yeah, that's the. I think ultimately, yeah.
But I do want, just like last week with the crime mob, I feel like this is going to be a great question that we're going to pose on our Instagram. We love some feedback on what you think for people who went to HBCUs. Some of you went to PWIs. I went to a PWI and I did think it was weird that majorettes were at her PWI. And I went to a PWI, so I really legitimately feel like it's weird. Right. I don't know if it's because I've just never seen it before, or but I applaud her efforts, and I don't want to seem like I'm ragging on her.
No one
or anybody who went to a PWI or anybody who went to an HBCU. I'm just trying to perspective where we could be a little bit more united. We can have our opinions, but just be united. Don't tear the young lady down like that.
I mean, but you do understand though.
I heard you.
It's kind of like you give them an inch, they take a mile.
I mean,
so you know
possibly.
Because then what happens with are they going to have two drum majors?
And to close it out, really? And what if they don't? So again, I feel like we're going on anxiety. Like that's just way to take it for other people to tell you, and it's like
all right. Let's get it.
All right. It's another
rousing rendition of People's Court.
Yeah, it's been very while we've been last 2 weeks we've been gone. It's been crazy. Mm-hmm. What it's just actually it's been a little uncomfortable with the news lately and going on. We'll start with Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears lawsuit. It has finally been dismissed.
Yes.
The accuser, she claimed that, hey, Tiffany, I know she would never put us in harm's way, and I now know she would never hurt, my son or I. What was even weirder is the fact that the young woman was at Tiffany Haddich's birthday party in 2020 or something like that.
Yeah, recently.
And it was just like, wait a minute.
So I know that child was probably older now, right?
It's not as older, but the situation is also old. Like that skit, between the skit and her having her birthday party, it's like, not to say why did you wait so long, because I don't really believe in that. You do it when you feel comfortable. But what I didn't understand is you now know. So did it happen or did it not happen?
Right.
So
this was a very weird and sticky situation. Aries Spears had even went out and said that he believes that his career is completely over and done with after this.
I mean, I won't really check it for him before.
Right. I don't think too many people really were outside of the folks that just appreciate raw comedy, comic club type deal. Yeah, no one was shaking since Mad TV.
No, but but it was dismissed by the accusers.
Mad TV.
So we can call that case goodbye.
Yes.
It's over. We recorded on a few weeks ago, so that's over. Next up, Tory Lanez. We reported that Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion were supposed to have their case on September 14th while we were gone.
Because
looks like it has been postponed. I don't know the date of the postponement. I'm pretty sure it's out there already, of course, but it's been postponed. And one thing leads to another, and Tory Lanez just can't seem to get out of, stay out of trouble, because now he probably will be going into court.
Yes.
We put this under people's court. There's no court case or anything for this, but
there's an investigation now.
There is, but there's no court case. So,
right. No court case yet.
So we don't want to get anyone confused about that.
Hopefully they get rid of this or something.
Yeah, but now him and August Alsina. So they did a show together. Apparently, August Alsina knocked him out. Crazy. I didn't even know that they felt some type of way.
And there was a video that came out recently. And again, I know it seems like our stuff is doggone just flipping over. I think, there we go. My wife is there. She go. There she is.
You taught me how to do this. I'm kind of mad. I'm about to be sending a complaint to the provider on this one.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anywho, there was a video that came out about, I think Tory Lanez was looking for a handshake or was reaching out to get a handshake, and August just kind of brushed right past him. And so Tory Lanez was like this really short person with like a bunch of like really big guys behind him. And he was looking like, this dude really disrespected me. And I think that is what was supposed to be the thing that triggered.
Well, I've also heard that Tory didn't like the way that August was dealing with the with Jada and Will Smith.
The Will and Jada thing?
Yeah, I was like, I've heard that. So we need to get some full context behind it. The only thing I think is weird is August Alsina took those weird pictures in the elevator, kept talking about his wellness skin thing. Like everything has that tag on the end. And so like, I'm not trying to say that Tori didn't do it. I just wonder what's really going on. I just want to kind of wait until the details come out.
You see the clout chasing.
He clouts a lot. Like people are probably gonna hate me when I say this.
I really feel like he's clout chasing.
But people are gonna hate me when I say this. But when that Will and Jada in August stuff happened, it happened when Will and her were separated.
Right.
And that happened in 2015. Why is it we're making songs and we gotta talk about it some years later? Like literally, it's like he ignites these fires when he needs it. This time, I think last time I don't know what for. This time, I kind of feel like it was just for this wellness skin thing. Everything has that tag on the end, and it's just like we gotta wait and see what the details are.
He's a different guy. I think he is he a one-hit wonder?
What?
I'm asking.
Whoa!
I'm asking.
Oh my God, we definitely going to cut this up and
what? It's live. This. I'm sorry, it's live. I can't help it. I've been asking everybody this question since we all had that.
He's not.
No, seriously. Since the Crime Mob fiasco, since the Crime Mob fiasco,
he said that. Like
people have been, a lot of people have been coming to me like and they've been questioning every like last one of their favorite artists that they kind of got seen anyway. Besides all of that,
thank you. I want to stay on the subject.
August is a little weird to me. I feel like Tory Lanez also finds ways to get himself in trouble and kind of look around like,
I didn't do anything. It's like you had to have done something.
Yeah,
like, don't do this.
He's that kid that, yeah.
And we got Meg Thee Stallion, now we got him. Like, even, you know what I'm saying? We don't know if they got her feet. We know that her foot got in a bit of trouble, really from glass. But like, what was he doing with an unregistered gun? We don't know what happened. But now we get to another case where we don't know what's going on with him in August. It's like, all right, whatever.
Right.
You got a lot going on.
It's a lot.
They call him a leprechaun.
Short man syndrome. He got to really find a way to just relax and just, get. Oh my goodness.
All right. Well, where's some of yours? We can talk about.
Man. Longtime manager of Ludacris, Shaka Zulu. He's in murder. He's charged with of a 23 back in I think early last year, and basically now the way that situation is, his lawyer has come out and spoke out about the situation. His sister has spoken out. Crazy thing is the entire situation was over a parking validation. These guys came, they parked in VIP, and so I guess VIP is supposed to give you like certain access to the club, and I guess they didn't get what they want. An argument ensued between Shaka and because this is his club, this is his place, this is his restaurant. He got into an argument with the gentleman. I guess that gentleman and his friends proceeded to jump Shaka. Shaka gets up with the strap. Pow, pow. Takes one of the guys out, and that's what he's being indicted for murder for.
Wow.
And so now that situation has happened, I mean, the entire hip hop community has basically kind of spoken out from different, and just not even the hip hop community, the Atlanta hip hop community specifically. People like Rashawn Ali have said something, Rashad Ritchie, Ludacris, I think, had even said something. So a lot of people have really spoken out about this situation, and just stay tuned for how this is going to play out, because it'd be interesting to see if he actually if he actually goes down for this. Like, there's a video and everything, so when it hits the court of public opinion, it started to change. So that's the scary part about all of that.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, moving along, we got one more in people's court that's real court. Cardi B pleaded guilty to assault and reckless endangerment after an attack on two women at a strip club. So I don't really remember this, but apparently this definitely happened. She pleaded guilty to 2 misdemeanor charges on Thursday related to an altercation at a New York strip club in 2018.
Wow.
Guilty to 1 count of 3rd-degree assault.
Wow.
So back in 2018, I guess Cardi B caught wind that 2 sisters that worked at this strip club in Brooklyn were allegedly messing with Offset.
I mean,
So
I just gotta. All right,
so wait a minute though, but
did he hit?
who knows? But
Because
the women are playing around because one of the women said that alcoholic drinks, glass bottles, and a bucket-shaped object were thrown at her.
Cardi B is from the streets.
You know what I'm saying? And
The
on
mean
top of the
streets.
community service, she must also stay away from the women, which is pretty easy. I'm pretty sure she don't even want to talk to them anyway.
For sure.
And make sure she pays their court fees. So I was like, what in the world? And I don't remember this. I don't remember this.
Well, I do.
But she was involved in the fight. She wasn't.
You do remember there was at one point in time where we all thought that he was going to be in trouble with her because of like cheating allegations.
Yes, but with the case, let's stick to the case.
I'm just saying, like that's probably could be right why she jumped on them girls.
She jumped on them because it was alleged that they were messing with her man.
Yeah,
that's it. So that's all we know. No what if, so if it's connected to whatever story.
Just saying. Cardi B is from the streets, y'all.
You know, but I think she basically paid. It was her team who did it, you know. So
okay. All right. Well, this is my favorite part of the show. Like all the time, you know. Well, I think you like it more than I do. No, I like it more than you do, actually.
It's you.
Yeah.
You always get excited when you hear food.
Supper's ready. Come on, y'all.
Up next is
Been slaving over this for hours.
Foodie Forum.
Yeah, you got that yummy, that yummy.
Yeah, so this one's great because we're gonna go over a lot of Las Vegas food that we went through, which was really good.
Oh my gosh.
So this time I took a more budget-friendly approach. Because a lot of times if you're eating a lot of brunch there, it's not Atlanta. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I can't get that out of my head.
Because it feels like it's Atlanta. I know it's a Houston thing. I know every city has brunch, but this city in particular got to have parties just for brunch. We celebrate breakfast food like nobody's business. I don't get it.
Right.
But like I kind of want to take the cost approach because once I eat, I'm either spending all day doing another activity, and I don't want to spend a lot of money on breakfast.
Right.
Now that's to each his own.
You're
but
not gonna pay no $6 for 3 strips of bacon. It's $2.
I mean, there's some really pricey places out there going into Paris, Paris Hotel, going into certain places. But the real where you found the jewels and gems is inside the hotel food courts.
Yes,
where they have a lot of stuff.
Speak on it.
So during the Las Vegas. In Las Vegas for breakfast, we actually went to the district. We were actually supposed to go to this place called Egg Slut, but the line was curled all the way around that I was just like, you know what? That place was on my list too. So let's go there.
That was scary. So
we went to the district, both Egg Slut. We haven't been, but we heard it's a really good place. It's also the district, the same place I'm going to show you some pictures of. They're both in the Cosmopolitan Hotel. So if you're ever in Vegas, you go to the Cosmopolitan and they got a great food court. They also have Hattie B's. Hattie B's is in there.
That is.
They have they have some sushi. They have there's a lot.
Tell the rule that you are on vacation. Tell everybody the rule.
Oh yes, you can't eat any food that you can get at home. So no Yard House.
Right.
No Hattie B's.
Yeah, I wanted it because it had a shorter line.
Yeah, but this line was great. So let's
jump into it.
So the first time that we went, I got the burrito. That's some steak in there, eggs, sweet potatoes. Yes. It's not sweet potato like the actual potato. The potato is actually sweet. They did something to it.
They did do something interesting to it.
That steak, oh my God, it was very nicely marinated. So I got that, and then Walt the first day got this chicken. No, not chicken.
Bacon.
What's this?
It was supposed to be chicken sausage, but they didn't have that. So I said, well, I'll just take the bacon. So it was a bacon. It's just a bacon, egg, cheese biscuit. But it was the biscuit was fluffy and flaky, and the bacon was thick. You know how sometimes you get those bacon sandwiches and the bacon be real thin sheets of paper.
Yeah, it did look good.
It was filling. I had to eat it with a knife and fork.
Yeah, really the only thing is I feel like my burrito was better. So on the second day, we both got burritos the second day, you know?
But I'll let you say because I'm
I
sorry.
know, like, in this show today, he is over talking. He is very energetic, but he is
You
just
gonna write
like,
my progress report and get to my mom?
I'm about to.
Do I get a spanking afterwards?
No, because you would enjoy it.
I would love it.
But and we also at each day that we went, we got a cinnamon roll, which was really, really good. So show them the cinnamon roll.
Look at that.
Look at that. It was $5.
Look
So
at that.
at a price point, everything was under $10. So you can get yourself a really nice breakfast sandwich for $5. The burrito was like what?
$7,
$8
$7,
yeah, $7 to $8, and it was
Yeah.
huge. So wasn't pricey. You got filled up. It's delicious. Our next breakfast place I'm going to talk about is Suns Out, Buns Out. Now, this one was in Resort World. This was that's a good picture. Okay,
Right?
Took that myself.
That looks good. Hold on, didn't I tell you how to just gotta look over the shoulder?
Yeah.
Look over the
Yeah,
shoulder.
the lighting was great.
It was great.
But I should have taken more pictures of ambiance. Like, it's called Suns Out, Buns Out, and it's really cute. They also have donuts in there as well. This one was at the Resort World Hotel, brand new hotel. That's where we actually stayed this time around. Every time we go, we stay at a different hotel. That one, they're more like, you see it's in between brioche buns. It feels like a burger, but with breakfast stuff in it. So like eggs.
Yeah.
I got eggs and bacon. They had like some ketchup aioli on it. They're open from like 7 to 3. So they're open really early if you get up early, or not if you don't. That line is usually long, but not as long as Egg Slut in the district.
That's always, I think that's kind of the going thing with Vegas right now is Egg Slut being that, and the oyster bar over at the Palace Station.
Yeah, Palace Station has this beautiful oyster bar. We went and we stayed at Palace Station the first time.
That was our first time going together.
When we went together, and like we were on a budget because I don't think I only paid like $800 for that round trip. I was like, okay,
let's do it.
And people were making fun of us because we stayed off the strip, but that's where people actually make money. Like, we actually gambled and made money the only time we've been to Vegas. So
$80, right? I'm mad.
Yeah,
I should have gambled this time too.
We won't get into that. All right, next. You know what happens.
Right, for sure. I'm just saying.
Next, for our actual anniversary dinner, we're going to go to this dinner really quick. It's the 8-ounce Korean barbecue. So Walt found this place. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's okay.
The food was so good that
we didn't have
the
any
meat
time
was so good that we
Yeah.
didn't even take pictures. I totally forgot. But it's your typical Korean barbecue where you have all the traditional sides. They had green onions, they had salad, potato salad. Where
that was
you know,
salad.
I was like, oh, this is the best potato salad I ever had. For real.
Right.
But it was really, really good, and our waiter was good as well. Since it was our anniversary, we spent money. It costed us about $128. That's with a tip.
And did we have drinks?
I
think we did have drinks.
I got soda,
and I got some neat.
Yeah, and so that was with drinks included. A little pricey, but it was our anniversary, so you wanted to spend money.
That was a little kimchi soup.
We had that very spicy.
That was good.
Very spicy.
Oh my god, that stuff was good.
So with the meal that we got like 5 types of meat. So we got the pork. We only got 1 pork. I think it was like a marinated brisket. It's just so much
ribeye.
meat.
I think ribeye slices or something like that. It was good.
Yeah.
I careful. I enjoyed it.
Be careful when you go to places like this because we stuffed ourselves. Going to Korean barbecue, you may want to bring 3 or 4 people. For real.
At least 2 or 3 or 4. 2 more people to go along with.
And to split the bill. Hello. So
right. Because no matter how many, it's always, if it's 3 people, it's going to be the same as if it's 2 people.
Yeah. And lastly, we have the food court in Resort World. I have put a reel up where they had about 5 or 6 different, just like any other hotel food court.
Right.
They were okay. They were kind of like Asian fusion. But we ended up eating burgers, and I had these skewers, and only got 2 little chicken wings
and a rice triangle.
Yeah, and a rice triangle with seasoning on it.
She got a rice triangle. It was crazy.
Yeah, didn't like it. So just explore.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But my whole goal was getting breakfast under $10. We usually spend about $120 when we can go eat out somewhere fancy, and then the food court in between.
Now, are we going to tell them how the situation that Nacho Daddy went?
Oh, when we showed up and then the computers weren't working, saying they're only going to give us drinks at 9 a.m., but no food.
No food at all.
So
that was
not much
amazing.
to really say there. But there is a Nacho Daddy in Duluth that we're gonna try.
So we are gonna come back, tap back in, and make sure
Yeah.
that these people understand that,
They
This
gotta
is
understand.
real.
I guess things happen, but they did give me my $100 restaurant credits on
they
Open
did.
Tape.
Yes, they
So-
did give that back.
I'm not gonna give him a bad review. Walt, the one that brought that up, I was gonna let that one slide.
Well, you gotta tell. I thought you was gonna tell the stories about
That wasn't many
of
stories.
the Vegas trip, because there was some stories, especially the she kind of brushed over the eggshell thing. That was real.
Yeah, it was.
That
I brushed
was-
over it, but it's a line. Like
Oh
nothing
my
you can do. And we still
gosh.
stood in the line for district, but it was faster. So.
It was, and it was a lot.
And
better.
Suns Out, Buns Out was pretty. Some people were saying it's very much like Egg Slut,
More
and they believe
comparable.
that the owners may be the same because they're that similar.
Yeah.
So I feel like I still got a chance to experience Egg Slut.
And yeah, I do too. I think we got the bang for our buck, and I can't wait till our next trip to Vegas, which it'll be years from now, because I think me and Ray are a little Vegas out.
Yeah,
We might just be a little Vegas out. So.
I mean, I love it there.
I love it too.
Beyond other reasons, I really do like it.
I do. I think you might want to. She's gonna try to buy real estate there, y'all.
We'll see.
Watch.
You gotta get some more water in that dam.
Yeah. Right.
So
yeah. We'll tell you about that later. But anywho, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Date Night with Walt and Rae. I'm Walt.
I'm Rae.
And we saved this portion of the show for the very last part, and I don't know the way. I guess we. I'm sorry. This has me tickled. This just has me tickled. We'll just start off this way.
Why don't you empower yourself and don't need them and do it yourself?
How, Sway?
Take a few steps back to go.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
Kanye.
You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Sway.
Kanye.
I've been doing this more than you.
Doing what?
You ain't
more
got.
than me? Come on, chill out.
You
bro.
ain't got the answers.
Kanye,
You ain't got the
Bro,
answers.
I'm asking you.
You
a
ain't been doing
question.
the education,
bro.
You ain't been doing the education.
Kanye, calm down.
You don't have the answer.
So of course, the infamous Kanye rant to Sway almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Almost 10 years ago. And it came up recently in this ABC, I guess, sit down with Kanye West. ABC had to sit down with Kanye West, and they really just dove into everything Kanye almost. And also the most recent situation where he basically pulled away from Gap and Adidas. Is that right?
Yep.
And so now, fast forward to today, I saw this, and it was a really interesting story, man, because I was like, okay, Kanye is in the news with that. And he kind of explained himself a little bit as far as how, he felt like his word wasn't being heard. He helped create this, but he just didn't feel heard. I think that was something that was said in all three facets of his life, in his work life, in his family life, and I think in his mental health life, where just he felt like he wasn't being heard. And that just kind of bred him into this situation. It's a lot when you deal with Kanye.
Yeah, it is.
Very exhausting.
I liked it. I thought it was a really good interview.
Mm-hmm.
It's also nice to see a bit of a narcissist like Kanye West actually say somebody was right.
Yes.
At the end of the day, because I like Kanye, but sometimes I'm like, it's just some of the ways that he has to protrude. Like sometimes he's very valid in his feelings. And I think everyone's valid to feel how they feel with certain things, but it is like a perspective. At the same time, if you're having co-parenting issues, you feel like you want your say. Like, I don't think exploiting your wife on the internet is something we need to be doing, or sharing private text
He's a
messages,
gaslighter,
because you will allow other people to chime in. Like, you're talking about Kris Jenner, people will say, "Oh, those Kardashians,"
right?
And that puts stress on the mother of your children, which he also talked about in it. How you want to apologize to Kim, and also say, there shouldn't be anybody else giving her stress, or me. Getting that to her. But sometimes I'm like, yo, let's just take a step
Just
back
sit down
and just
for a
don't
minute.
react that way.
Right.
And just kind of get through your feelings, because I thought he was valid in feeling, hey, I created something and I don't have any say, but then I know how retail works, and I'm not even gonna get into that.
Right. But I guess I guess what he said was, what you said just now, how he admitted and said that someone was right.
You know what? I will go ahead and say
Sway had the answer.
Shouts out to Kanye.
He
Shouts out to
did.
Kanye, man, for
He did have the answer because all he was trying to tell him, like, you don't have to rely on these collabs. And sometimes with these collabs, a lot of people don't know. Like, I hope he read the contract, because if Adidas, if you have the design, if Adidas is putting things into production, then that's a lot.
Right.
You know, they're the ones that come up with the shoe. They are the ones that have to come up with how much is it going to cost to make the shoe and where are we going to put them. Now, if they if Gap, you know, or Adidas, I think it was supposed to be Gap putting out the stores, and he's saying like they're not in Atlanta, they're not in Chicago, and I'm from there. Right. We gotta look at it that way, but it's really all what the contract says. So we'll see how this rolls through, because
right now I think he's in a battle to retain ownership of the
can open.
Yeah, they can do as they want.
It's theirs. But there's so much in the art world and technicalities. Like, if it's in the contract and he agreed to it, then it's like nothing he can really do. You know what I'm saying? But
because you lose a part of yourself, and essentially,
it's his brand. Like, he's the one that built it.
It's his creative
ideas.
Yeah, and he's losing that. So I would fight for that as well. And like you said, even just, I think there's just a little part, like you said, he's how he reacts or how he goes about, you know, acting upon those feelings, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, but he's self-aware too, because I mean, he did say kinda. Well, I mean, he admitted to it.
Kinda.
I mean, he admitted. I mean, he admitted to the whole Sway thing. So I was like, okay, step in the right direction. And I did like the ABC interview.
Yes.
Like, even the questions. I don't know. Maybe I think she probably was a really good interviewer too.
She asked very good questions, and even down to because you can see at one point Kanye was starting to get frustrated when she asked him, "What about your divorce?" And he was like, What divorce are you talking about? You know what I mean? He wanted her to be very specific, because he didn't want to be the one to take this. You know, Kanye's careful, I think. Yeah. And he spoke about Donda, spoke about the school Donda. Yeah. You know, and what the school means to him and why he wants his children to go there. I mean,
I liked it. It was really good.
He's just a daddy.
Yeah. But everybody check it out. That was really good.
For sure. Take us out, baby. What you gonna tell everybody? Take us out.
I ain't got nothing to say. Have a good weekend.
She ready to sit on the couch and eat snacks, and I can't wait either. I'm gonna get a bone. All right, y'all. Peace.
What you doing right now, man? You tuned in to Date Night with Walt and Rae. She ain't from